right. Well, good morning, and welcome everybody to the Run Women Conference 2018. Yes. Listen, Dr. Cassandra, her tagline is, little girls walk, big girls run.
Yes.
All right? And she will teach you how to run. I was blessed to be last year my first time speaker at the Run Women's Conference, and I was walking. And now my sister running. Okay? So I am so thankful to be here in front of you guys. And let's see, I love this. This was our picture. As you see, yes, I'm wearing the same dress. We went on a photo tour, a photo shoot on our tour. So last year, I got the opportunity to introduce my chickens, okay? And I'm gonna tell you about that in a minute. And now this year, I was able to run and start my own conference. If you think that you can't do, and if you feel that you're stuck in a place right now that you're saying, why is this not happening, or what do I need to do to build myself up? This is one of the things you need to do, and that's get with like-minded people who want to go in the same direction. And that's why I said we got to hang with the eagles, right? All right. So what happened? Tell you a little bit about myself. I am a life architect and success engineer. All right. So what that is I help people design their best life. Okay? Creating extraordinary results in your life. And it all happens between the ears. That's where everything starts and ends. And what a chicken mindset is a self-defeating mindset. Because you're either going to be an eagle or you're going to be a chicken. And the world, see, I was born with magnanimous potential. And so were you. But what happened is we were born in this world. And this world is designed to give you a chicken mindset. So let me tell you a little bit about how the story came out, and that's so great that Roz had that in her book. And it's the story of the eagle and the chicken. So there once was eagle's egg in the forest. And this little boy comes and he goes and takes the egg. He takes it back to his farm and he puts it under a hen. Well, the hen just says, hey, that's an egg, I'll sit on it. So when the eagle's egg hatches, he's born with his chicken sisters and brothers, right? So he's walking around and he's thinking he's a chicken, or she, as we say, Roz, as she. So my chicken's a girl. And so she's raised and she's looking at this life, she's learning how to hunt and peck for food on the ground, right? Learning how to just run and be fearful, because if you ever walk among chickens, they run as soon as you come, right? So then, but every time this eagle would look up and see other eagles, there'd be a connection. See, there's a connection when you know there's more for your life than what you got going on right now. So, and when you talk to some of your other chickens, they say, you can't do that. You can't do that. There's no encouragement there. And that's why you gotta seek out other eagles. My life started out with magnanimous potential. And then situations and circumstances told me that I was not an eagle, that I was a chicken. When you have emotional abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody had a little bit of that happen in their life? Okay? When that happens to you, what does it tell your mind? What's the words? What's the feeling that it gives you? It gives you a negative connotation, right? So you're sitting there and you're going, yeah, I'm not all that I can be. I can't be anything. I was born at a time where I was not expected to even vote. because I'm a young, almost 65. I'll be 65 next month. Yes, and I'm so thankful to still be here. I don't know what to do. Okay, so you know when there are people say, "Oh, I don't want to tell how old I am." Oh yeah, I'm a holler. Okay, I'm glad to be here, and I'm still figuring it out. And if anything, I'll be the example for the younger woman that knows that they have something more, and it's never too late. It's never too late, right?
Yes.
Okay, check it. This is what you got to do to your chicken. The eagle in you has to look at that chicken dead in the eye. Okay? Look it dead in the eye and say, "You're a liar." Because I am an eagle.
All right.
All right? And that's what you have to do. That's the mindset you have to have. But you do have to realize that you have to realize that we've had years. So I have 64 years of being taught how to be a chicken. Okay? So your mindset is not going to go away just because you say so. All right? So I put these little sheets. Everybody got one there? That's why I have this in my hand to remember. I put these little sheets. I need you to pull them out. And this is when I get to tell you about the different types of chicken. Then you're going to get to be able to see it. But as I said, my story is that from all of the things that happened to me in my life, I was thinking like a chicken. I was thinking I couldn't be a speaker. I always wanted to talk to people. I always got in trouble with it in school. They say, "Girl, my mother said she's smart, she's this and that, but she just talked too much." They should see me now. So your gifts, everybody is born with gifts and talents. We're all born with something special within inside of you. And the thing about your gift is, it is not just for you. The gift is to share. So when we talk about relational currency, the relational currency is that you need to take your gift, your talents, and put them to use so that they bless others. Because you won't get this thing straight. As Ross said, the alignment, it is mind, body, soul, and spirit. And you have to have that in alignment if you're going to go anywhere. Because if you're going to, and let me just change that a little bit, not if you're going to go anywhere, but if you're going to stay where you're going. Okay? Yeah. You want, because your character can take you places, but you're going to need to build that to stay where you're going. All right? So, anyway, I had this great day. I wrote my first book, Lead Powerfully from Within. Actually, I had the opportunity to write a chapter in the book, and that came up. And then I wrote the first book. I went out on tour with Dr. Cassandra, and that's when the chickens were born. So the chickens are 1 year old. But here, let me tell you a little bit about a mindset change that you have to have. So last year I talked about the chickens, and I was supposed to have my book ready. Some of you may have been here last year and my book was supposed to be ready. So my chicken mindset started saying, "Naomi, here you are again in 2018 and you don't have your book finished. Oh my God, you're lousy. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. How are you going to teach other people and you didn't even do something that you said that you were going to do last year?" You see how that mindset works? Yeah. But you know what? See, you got to understand that we're not on our time schedule. We're on God's time schedule. And you better be asking Him when you're making plans. And you better be ready to readjust as needed when you need to, right? So because what He had me do was, I also wanted to start my own conference. And Dr. Cassandra was really just a support. So again, you gotta look for people who are eagles with you and who want to support you. And she supported me in doing my first conference last October. Well, I got so excited that I did my own tour this year. So I cities. Right? With her assistance, she blessed me by being a speaker on my tour, and I spoke on her tour. So I think so far, Dr. Cass, I think we did about 10 events just this past year. So that was God's plan for me to then be able to speak. And I have one of my speakers from my Baltimore conference right here at this time. And I was able to bless other people as she blessed me last year. So what was more important? Was it getting the book out? Right. Or was it touching lives for real, for real? Hands on, eye to eye, hand in hand. And each one of those people that were on the tour, on my tour, have been blessed and are now soaring in their own business. So book is coming. It's almost written. I had to prove it to a few people. I had to show them, but it's written. But let me tell you, so that was a way that I had to check my own chicken and realize that it's not what it looks like. That outside, yes. So because I could come and tell you, oh yes, I did my book in a year, and oh yes, and I did this and I did that. No, it's about the real work. So who are your chickens, and how do you recognize these chickens? Well, first of all, let me tell you, it's called check your chicken. Okay? Because we think about, we hear stuff and we go, oh, I need to tell so-and-so because honey, she need to check that. No, check your chicken. Okay? So that's number one. So the chicken mindsets really come from a chicken. They are set up in a chicken menu. And this is the way for you to remember that you will never eat chicken the same. So chicken mindset, chicken strips. Okay, chicken strips. That's unworthiness. That's when you are stripped of all of your value. That's a mindset where you start saying, I'm not worthy of doing anything. And what I want you to do is, yes, take your chicken papers, and if this chicken, any chicken that I mentioned, resounds with you, put a little check mark. Okay? So, yeah, stripped of your value, stripped of your value. What are you doing? You know, we feel unworthy. All of the abuse that happens in our lives, all of those things, they are just distractions to distract you from who you really are, right? So, unworthiness, that was a big one that I had to fight with. That's why she's first, okay? Chicken and gravy. No boundaries. You have to have healthy boundaries, okay? Because you know how gravy is when you put it in a plate? If you don't put it in a well of mashed potatoes or something, it's going to be all over. And that's what happens. That's a mindset that allows other people to dictate who and what we should be. You need to be talking to the person who really knows who you are and what you're supposed to be, right? So boneless chicken. Oh, I was going to say, I'm going to see the second. Boneless chicken. That's ineffective. Ineffectiveness. So you don't really have a spine. So if you see the chicken, she has a big heart for people. But if you don't stand for something, what's the word? You'll fall for anything. Somebody say, check that chicken. Check that chicken. Check that chicken. That's right. That's right. Okay. Chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets. Thinking small. What does a chicken do? Their head is down, hunting for everything they need. What does an eagle do? An eagle sees the big picture, right? They're soaring high. They see everything. They capture their opportunities, right? So chicken nuggets. All right, compound chicken. That's right, that's right. I'm telling you, it's a chicken menu. Come on, who don't like chicken? Y'all better act like you know. So when you go in there and you order some compound chicken, you say, what does that mean? All right? That's angry. Yes, that's a mindset that keeps you angry. But why do you have that mindset? Because things have happened to you in your life, and then you've decided that the way to handle it, maybe the way to keep people off of you, is to be angry, right? But then we know that what we really need is connection. Relational currency is needed. When God created Adam, he said it is not good for man to be alone. We are not to do business alone.
Come on.
We're to do business with each other. And when they say women can't work together, they're a liar. They're a liar. And if you find a woman that you can't work with, you just say, okay, let me pray for you. Let me see if we can work something out. Or if not, they may just not be ready yet. And what you do get to do is you get to show them the mindset of a woman, what a woman looks like when she can do business with somebody else. Okay? That's right. Because we gotta lead by example.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't want to live in the angry life. All right. My little sweet and sour chicken. All right, that's just being inconsistent. Being inconsistent in your move. How you gonna do business and they don't know who they gonna meet this morning? You get there, you go, oh, okay, today I'm like, oh, honey, that's just fun. Oh, yeah, you look good. Then the next day you're like, talk to me. You can't do business that way, and you can't live your life that way. You can't live your life that way. And the only way to be consistent is with that vertical connection.
Yes.
Because see, you got to wake up and you got to figure out who you are, right? Who are you is who God says you are. And if you don't believe that, I did the song this morning was, you know, have faith. If you don't believe that, then I can't. Then you can end up in this kind of mindset. All right. My rotisserie chicken. Oh no, that's my stew chicken. Sorry, that's my stew chicken. This girl is one of my favorites. Okay, because this is when you're your own worst enemy. You see, she gets into a hot tub. How many situations, because we're not used to, we're in comfortable spaces of being dismayed. We're in comfortable spaces of not being taken care of. We're in comfortable spaces of thinking that nobody cares about you, that nobody would do anything for you. And so you stay in that space, so you actually expect that, and you put yourself in situations that won't help you, that won't help you grow. Right? So we can sometimes be our own worst enemy. And we need to get out of that hot tub, because what happens when you put chicken in hot water? She gonna cook. She's gonna cook. Stop playing. So we don't want to do that to ourselves. All right. No love. Okay, this is my chicken salad. Because sometimes the situations and circumstances in our life put us in a position where we don't have love. Not only can we not have love for ourselves, but then if you don't love yourself, how are you going to love somebody else? Right? How are you going to love somebody else? So it all starts with you. See, it's really all about you, but it's not all about you. It's all about you to do the work to love yourself, and then you share that love with others, okay? Because we've got those gifts to give. All right, jerk chicken. Jerk chicken, you just jerking your own self around. You're telling yourself stuff that don't make no sense, okay? Because you're believing those situations and circumstances. You're believing that, see, as I said, when I was growing up, we did not have the right to vote. I was born in 1953. We didn't get the right to vote until 1964. Somebody better say something.
Come on.
Okay? You better check that chicken. But what happened is some people did check their chicken, am I right? Mm-hmm. Some people put their life on the line. Some people put their mindset to actual production. And they made it happen. Yes. And that's how it's going to happen in your life. Mm-hmm. You got to put some actual, are you committed?
Come
Are you
on.
committed to what you really want to do? When you lay down at night, is it burning in you? Is it saying, oh gosh, I gotta go to this job the next day. I gotta deal with those people the next day. Well, what you doing about it? You just talking about it? How they say you better be about it. All right? Stop jerking yourself around. Be committed. All right. Bourbon chicken. Okay. That's my, I don't need nobody. Oh, and I'm just going to say it's a culture thing. We act like we don't need nobody. You know, black woman strong. Yeah, black woman down. Black woman down. That's what the reality is. Because you going out there trying to be everything for everybody, and you don't take care of you. Where's your self-care? Where's your self-care? I'm going to tell you that's important. One of the reasons that stopped me from, was also, besides not getting the book completed, was my daughter was getting married. And I was really trying to finish the book and have it ready for y'all and everything today. And then somebody, oh, it's good to have good friends. They said, girl, you better check your chicken. I have one daughter. She was getting married. What am I going to do? Tell her I can't be with you or be half with her in that process? No. Because self-care that was one of the best days of my life. Watching that baby girl go down. So yeah, what are you doing? All right, baked chicken. And this is one of my big ones too. Because you do have to be careful sometimes when we're in a waiting period. We got to make sure we're not in a lazy period. All right? That's discernment. And that's when you got to ask some questions of the one who's got the original plan. Somebody say, check that chicken. That's right, okay? You need to know, am I procrastinating? Am I just blowing some smoke? Am I doing a jerk chicken mindset? Or am I really just waiting to hear? Because God got a plan, okay? He's got a plan, and sometimes his timing is not our timing. But if you're always looking, you know, what does it say? Outstretched necks. You gotta be looking. Are you seeking? And the fact that you all are here today shows that you're seeking. Everything you do has got to be in seeking. And you got to be clear about who you are and what your goals are. Because that's how you determine whether something is a distraction or whether it's taking you where you want to go. Right? Okay? So, how you got to check your chicken? You got to check why you are acting like a chicken. Okay? Because ain't nobody can check you but you. But you gotta be asking the question. So when you're getting ready to do something about your business, when you're getting ready to do something about your life, when you're looking at relational currency, when you're looking at how I can connect with the rest of the world, and how do I bring my gifts forward? What's the best way for me to express myself? For me, it's writing and it's speaking. Now, I'm going to tell you, they tease me because I'm not the technological queen. And as Rod said, you better find a friend. Because see, some of y'all have that gift. Some people have the gift of organizing. Some people have the gift. My gift is compassion. I love people. So I'm here. Okay? So what do you have to do? You have to check why you are acting like a chicken. The first step is learning to love yourself. Getting in alignment and harmony. So if nobody else tells you that they love you, God tells you he loves you. So we always got one person who's in charge of everything. Okay? So it's all about loving yourself. It's all about creating that success in your mindset. It's telling yourself, I am not my situations and circumstances. Okay? I am who God says I am.
Good.
And I can do what he says I can do. Somebody know what I'm talking about? Check that chicken. Let me hear you. Check that chicken.
Check that chicken.
Okay, and you can just take out your phones, and if you want to stay in touch, you can text your chicken to this number, and I would love for you to do that, because here's the thing. We all need somebody. We all need somebody. And the person that you choose, you want to make sure they're in alignment with your values. That's 22828. You want to make sure that Dr. Cassandra is a person that's in alignment with my values. She is a giving person. She's a loving person. She is a smart person. Okay? And that's who you want to align yourself with. I am here for you, and I know I'm willing to hold your hand because I know who holds my hand. So I am so thankful to be here, and so thankful that all of you guys are searching and seeking to be your next best self. So I thank you so much.